Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the series of marketing analytics with Python. Today I'm going to teach you a very important concept that is called attribution modeling in marketing analytics. So what is actually attribution? Attribution modeling helps determine which marketing channel deserve credit for driving conversation. The thing is such that user might interact with a brand on multiple channels through paid search, through social media, through affiliates. So every touch point has some association or value credited for that particular reason. Now, in that particular reason, the scenario, we might have some models where such as single touch models, first touch model, and last touch model. So what does it is actually single touch model? It assigns all credit to one channel. So whatever the instruction that client have made through different channel, we are going to pick one channel and we are going to credit that channel the whole thing. The first touch model is such that what was the first interaction the customer had with that particular brand. It could be either direct, it could be either paid social, or it could be another thing. So we would like to give a whole credit to the first interaction that the client had with the brand. And last touch model, just the name suggests that we will only going to credit the last interaction the customer that might have with the brand. It could be like landing on the website page and might be running some ad campaigns or these sort of stuff. So we are first of all going to mock an activity where we assign an attribution model to this particular data set that we do have at hand. So this is like way. So here first of all we have initialized a variable df attribution. This is for just to create a randomly selected data frame from the whole data set. So here we have like we are only extracting or taking relevant things in our scenario where we have like customer ID, what is was his marketing channel type, what was his total profit. Now once we kind of mask those particular columns, we are extracting only 15 samples from the whole data set with the help of this method function here sample, and that takes two input argument. 15 is the number of rows that we want to extract, and so we are setting random state is equal to 42. This is for reproducibility. And once we have those data frame of 15 rows, we are going to create a column, an additional column, which is called touch point, and we are going to fill its value with some logic here. The logic here is like first, last, but the logic in the actual scenario might be different. It will be based on where the customer has interacted with the brand. So in that particular case, we will fill its value something like first, last, first, last, first, last. So basically, it's kind of repeating first, last multiple times. And finally, we have this particular data frame at hand that has like 4 columns, and we are actually able to now do what we have attribution modeling to this particular data frame. So after we have that, what we are going to do, we are going to segment the data based on the attributed value that we do have in the column touch point. So we are going to create two data frames. The first one is first touch underscore touch, and the second one is the last underscore touch. So here, first of all, we would like to create a mask, and this is exactly what we have done here. If you see this, the very first line here in this code snippet, we are taking the values from the df attribution model, and then we are also creating a mask here that will only extract those values where we have touch point is equal to first. Once we have extracted those particular values, we are going to group by those value based on marketing channels, and finally we are going to calculate the total profit in the form of aggregate form. And the same way we will do for the last touch, we will have a mask created for column touch point where the value is last, and once we have those group values, we are going to group by those values in terms of marketing channel type, and then finally we are going to aggregate the total profit sum. And once we have two distinct data frame, we are going to horizontally concatenate those two data frame and into a single data frame with the help of this statement. You see that we had the pd.data frame, and we're passing in the form of dictionary, where we have the first column name would be the first touch point and the second column name would be last touch point, and we are passing the data frame values to it. And finally the end product would look something like that. We have like marketing channel, and we have this credited profit value for the first touch point and the last touch point. Once we have that data, we are simply going to analyze that data in the form of bar chart. So we have like attribution underscore df dot pro, and we have like kind is equal to bar, and then we have figure size. And once we have that, we will have like title, y label, and finally we are going to use plt dot show to actually render the float in our scenario. So with the help of this statement, once what we actually did, first of all, we credited the purchase, or we credited the customer with attribution modeling, whether that attribution modeling is single, multi-touch point, or whether it's the first channel or whether it's the last channel that contributed to the actual success of the brand where the customer actually made the purchase. And once we have that, we can see that which in which marketing channel, which touch point credited more profit to our brand. So that was pretty much it. So we have like first touch point model emphasizes on awareness channel, like where the client first interacted with the brand. And the last touch point mostly based on conversion channels like affiliate, direct marketing, and social ads. None of them is a perfect advanced model like multi-touch point where you kind of credit every touch point with some value associated with the final output. So I have a question to ask: which model fits your company marketing funnel better, first or last or multi-touch point? So with that said, I will conclude this lecture. I hope this lecture have been helpful. If you have any question, feel free to write down in comments.